Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode of Coaching Conversations. And I wanted to make you aware of something very cool that we're doing on a subscription basis, and we'll put a link in each one of our episodes. But every Wednesday, we're going to be doing what we call an audio podcast workshop. That workshop will be roughly about 14 to maybe 20 minutes per episode, with each month having a theme from a coaching model, using feedback strategically, to coaching self-awareness, and so on. So if you could look in the body or in the content description of each episode, and you will see a link where you can join this subscription. These are literally 4 workshops every month teaching specific strategies to address a particular area of workplace coaching as it relates, again, to things like awareness, motivation, teamwork, and what have you. Here's the cool thing. It's only $10 per month, and each month you will get a handout that we will follow along with. So we also give you a tool for you to take notes as we go through each episode. We hope you'll check it out.
Change is upon us. Every single day it seems like we are being forced to accept some type of change. The pandemic crisis has forced employees to work at home, be bottled up at home. Some people with kids finding childcare or managing their kids at home while they try to work. All of this has caused us to change. Now the funny thing is, people are changing naturally as a byproduct of this crisis. Some people who wanted to be managers no longer want to be managers. I was talking to a human resource director at one of our client sites, and she made a great point. She said, we have always driven change. We're an innovative company that's always looking for the next thing to do. And she said, but it concerns me. And I said, why? She said, we're driving change, but do we really understand how people are embracing change? And I said, you've been through Progress Coaching, and we teach 3 levels of change in that course. And she said, oh, that's right. I said, think about it. Effort, stage 1. Stage 2, progress. Stage 3, results. So when you think about change, people go through 3 steps of change. You can't just jump to results. If it were that easy, there wouldn't be a training or coaching industry. So when you think about someone who's changing, working at home, managing things, looking in a webcam, being on virtual meetings, those all conjure up change. So I think about that first change with 2 E's, empathy and effort. Being appreciative and acknowledging people's effort. Over time, people will get better at virtual meetings. They'll get better at working at home. They'll get better at managing their kids. They'll get better at cleaning up the room where the computer and the webcam is. But we have to really be aware, more than anything, that people are making an effort. This is a huge disruption to people. Number 2, we have to be able to pinpoint progress. Where are they getting better? Where are they more fluent? Where are they becoming more productive at home? And I was talking to a CEO of an insurance company, huge insurance company, and he said, the thing that's amazed me is our productivity is up. I would never have thought of that. As a CEO of a large company, I would never have allowed a stay at work home policy. We're considering it. I know of one company who literally just canceled in addition to their corporate headquarters, saving them almost $1.5 million. And I said, isn't that interesting? Most people hate change. So all of a sudden now to come in to a crisis, you don't have a lot of choice. You're going to change. You have to change. And I think what we have to be aware of is that people go through 3 levels of change: effort, progress, and results. Where there's effort, we have to nurture it, appreciate it, hug it, kiss it, hold on to it for dear life. Because where there's continuous effort, there will be progress. We will become more productive. We will get better working virtually. Our communication will get better. It will not get better if we're providing only constructive feedback. So let me give you another analogy. Think about a kid who goes into the Little League, and the son or daughter is up to bat, and the kid doesn't swing the bat and strikes out in 3 pitches. And the parent gets up and yells, "Come on, you got to swing the bat." Does that kid really want to get back in the batter's box? The same thing holds true in the corporate workplace. Now, if that kid comes up and swings the bat, there's effort. May not be hitting the ball, may not even be hitting air when they swing. But there's effort. Where there's effort, there's a momentum moving in a direction of the thing called progress. Now, what if the kid starts foul tipping pitches and popping out and striking out less? Result? Not one hit yet. Wouldn't that be progress? Wouldn't that be awesome progress? And then what if the kid gets a hit the second to last game of the season in Little League? What would have happened if that kid had a coach who yelled at him every time he struck out or every time she struck out? That was my kid. Had a great baseball coach who always applauded him. And I remember sitting down with that coach and I said, "Do you know what I do for a living?" He said, "No," and I explained it to him. I said, "Every time my kid struck out and he swung the bat and he showed effort, you knelt in front of him and told him how proud you were of him." My kid ended up playing high school baseball. I go back to that moment and I remember how valuable change was for him. Now I think about it in the corporate workplace. We have a client who's now working at home who said, "I'm actually more productive at home. I'm finding out I'm not being interrupted as much. I'm reinvesting that time savings into over communicating." And I said, "Jordan, what do you mean?" He said, "I'm also very passive. I need to be more aggressive in my communication." Calls me up and he says, "I'm noticing something. People are responding differently to me." I said, "Why?" He said, "I'm making more effort to communicate with people. I was always in a reactionary mode. I'm finding with less interruptions, I'm more productive. I'm able to get my work done. But more importantly, I'm developing more relationships being virtual than I was in the same building with them." That's progress. So remember, there are 3 levels of change: effort, progress, and results. Effort, show empathy, nurture it. Progress, make sure you acknowledge it. Then and only then can you have predictable, sustainable results.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagen and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21 day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called Coach to You. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.